one was pulling it. Oh, this guy's over here. We're not pulling that either. Bobby playing the stapler. So I told you that my room isn't that safe, but whatever. Um, but you're a conquest, so I'm laying in bed. Put it back.
No.
Yeah, put it back. You want a different color? Pink? Blue? You want blue? You can't carry them all. I put my head down on the table. Your conquests are at work. You are only as good as your last victory. But the little victories at home never count. The first steps, the crayon drawings on the refrigerator door. So the first visit from the tooth fairy, none of that matters to you. These little moments, those simple everyday victories don't mean anything to you, but they mean everything in the world to Kate. I buried my head into my arms, bringing my hands over the top of my head. Despite my attempts to quiet my mother, she continued anyway. Those everyday successes are never enough for you. It's the wins at work that make you feel like a man, not the little girls who wrap their arms around your legs and call you daddy. It's the high power high at work that charges your batteries, not the power you have in helping mold and shape another person's life. She stopped, exasperated, sighing heavily, and added, I just don't think I understand how you could give up so easily on precious little babies for something that's never going to matter on your deathbed. I looked at my watch. It felt like as if her verbal lashing had gone on for hours. I thought that I was giving up easily was preposterous. I was merely trying to be realistic. Are you in a hurry? She lovely snipped. No, Mother, I was just checking to see if you beat the record for talking the longest without taking a breath. She laughed and poured me another cup of coffee, slicing off another piece of German chocolate cake. Whoa. Poured me another cup. I don't want that, Mom, I said. But it was no use. Dalton and Henry won't be able to finish up all that cake. I need to get rid of it. As she turned her back to pour more coffee into a cup, I picked up my fork and began to separate the sweet, gooey coconut ice cream from the rest of the cake. Eat all of it, Robert, not just the topping, she said, scolding without looking. Resigned, I pushed back the frosting back to the cake and took a bite. Things are a lot different now than when you were married, Mom, I said, with a mouthful of cake. People go through more complicated things than they did back when you and Dad married. And what are those things? She asked, interested. Power, prestige, jockeying for a top position in the corporate ladder. Her brow raised and quivered after each question, seeking a response from me. Those things have been around for centuries, she said, with certainty. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just the same mistakes made time and time again. But the thing is, we're actually getting worse at figuring out what those mistakes are. Why do you think your divorce lawyer colleges are so busy? I sipped my coffee and swallowed hard, looking at my mother. Mom, at this point, Kate and I are past the mending stage. Things are long broken for so long that they would be too hard to fix now. I know that's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth. We were going to tell you after the holidays because we didn't want to spoil Christmas for you or her parents. How very grown up are you? She offered irritably. But I had thought about trying to fix things. I really have. The bottom of the line is making the effort wouldn't be worth it because Kate doesn't love me anymore. Somehow, those words hurt more than I expected. I'm sorry, Mom, but it's true. She set her cup down with a thumb. Nonsense, she blunted. I know Kate. I know women. I know she still loves you. If she doesn't feel loved, Robert, she wants to feel. All she wants is to feel that you love and need her and can't live without her. You make her feel like you're living with her because you have to, not because you want to. Women want to feel cherished and that they are the most important things in your life. You've made Kate feel as if she's the third or fourth most important thing. And girls don't feel anything at all. You're just some guy who pays the cable bill and wanders through the living room from time to time. Her voice softened. But I know she loves you, Robert. I know it wouldn't take long to remember why she fell in love with you in the first place. And if you give up some of the things you're holding tight in your claws, you'd remember why you fell in love with her. Sounds easy, doesn't it? I mean, no, she retorted defensively. As a matter of fact, no one is going to that either. No. Yeah, it's a pencil sharpener. You can get cut, Bobby. No. You want to play with Rudolph? Here you go. Rudolph. Or highlighting. That's why the divorce is skyrocketing. Because it's much easier than actually working at the marriage. There isn't a book anywhere that says marriage is easy. Her eyes blasted. Never in the history of marriage ceremony has every minister ever said, you may kiss the bride and be on your way to an easy life. Whoever said life's a breeze should be smacked. That person didn't have a clue. Life isn't easy. Just when you're close to having figured it out, they haul you away in a hearse. I leaned back in the chair, interlocking my fingers on the top of my head. Things sure stop. What the hell are you doing? No. I don't want to use this feature. I leaned back in the chair, interlocking my fingers. Then things sure did seem a lot easier for you and Dad. She burst into oh my goodness. Your father and I were like Ralph Hellman and Lucy Ricardo the first 10 years of our marriage. He wanted his way, and I always wanted mine. We'd roll up our sleeves, jump into the ring, and duke it out until one of us got tired. She laughed. If one person's in a marriage expects always to get his or her way, they're going to be mighty disappointed. Ralph Carmen and Lucy Ricardo weren't even on the same show. I said, exactly. But you always work things out. Kate and I have never been able to do that. I looked deep into the empty coffee cup. When Dad died, you didn't even have any regret. She thought for a moment and then scooted her chair away from me. Come with me, she motioned. I followed her as she led me upstairs into the bedroom she shared with her father for 30 years. She removed the hand stitched quilt from the top of the setter's chest. Her mother had given them on their wedding day, and opened the cherry lid, the familiar tiny framed rings I remembered from childhood filling the room. Rummaging through the chest, she lifted out a small box and opened the lid. She folded open the tissue paper and pulled out a long, straightened stemmed pipe made of burly briar and handed it to me. "What's this?" I asked. "This is my regret," she said softly. "This is a Dunhill butcher from England. Your father always wanted one. I was saving it for a special occasion." She took it back from me. "You know what I thought about as I held your father's hand when he lay dying in that coma after his heart attack? I thought about this Dunhill bimble pipe buried up here in the stupid chest." She stared at it for a moment, and then rewrapped the pipe in the tissue paper. "I don't know what sort of occasion I was waiting for," she said quietly, her voice trailing off. "Because every day was a special occasion with your father. Every single day." She stuck the box back into the chest and closed the lid. Taking my hand, she pulled me down on top of it, sitting next to me. "Don't treat your wife or your kids like they're not special, Robert," she whispered. Her eyes glistened. "They should be the most special people in the world to you." "I know, Mom," I said, squeezing her arm. "No, you don't. Maybe once you lost them, you will. But don't lose them, Robert." She grabbed my face and spoke plainly to me. "You and Kate can still make it," she said sincerely. "It's still fixable. But you have to work on your fixing yourself first. It's too easy to want to fix someone else, but the hard part is fixing yourself. Instead of demanding more of her, you need to give more of yourself." She dropped her hands and folded them around mine. "No man really lives, Robert," she said softly, "until..." That's what you need to do. What did I always tell you? About at Christmas time? Christmas? I rolled it off my tongue as if on tape. That's why Jesus was born in a manger. He humbled himself to give his life away for mankind. That's the meaning of Christmas. Then I spoke in a high voice to imitate my mother. "Isn't that right, boys?" She laughed and smacked my leg. "Finally, you've remembered something I said over the years. Now why don't you ever put any of that good advice to practice?" She turned off the lights in her bedroom and was heading back to the kitchen when Lily greeted us on the stairs. "Grandma, I need a treat," she giggled. My mother raced her downstairs and cut slices of cake for everyone except me. I just couldn't stomach the thought of one more piece. She poured milk into a tall Santa glass for the girls and sat down at the table with them for a final snack of the day. When they finished eating, Mom took one more picture of Hannah and Lily by the tree, and then it was time for everyone to gather up their coats and hats and mittens, and the great switching of the Gore-Tex and nylon endings with hugs at the front door. It was snowing again. 3 inches had collected on the top of the car since dinner. My mom told me to drive carefully and to call and let her know we were safe. She went back to the kitchen and finished washing the dishes. She wrapped the leftover cake for Delta and Hendy. Then, shutting off the light in the kitchen and living room, my mother fell into her favorite wing chair, the one she and my father purchased years ago at an auction, and just stared into the lights of the uneven, magnificent mess of a Christmas tree her granddaughters had decorated. She closed her eyes. A few minutes later, the phone rang once, my signal that we were home safely.